Exhausted, sleep comes to you quickly. And you feel the gentle touch of the tall grass against your fingers as you find yourself walking through the beautiful green fields of the home village of Jelvan. The breeze is cool and gentle, and you can watch the horses running through this plateau valley alongside the climbing Talent Highlands. You feel the nudge on your left, turning to see the snout of Flora, your favorite mare, acknowledging this look for a snack.
I reach in and give her something.
Just then the wind suddenly starts to change. Harsher, colder. You turn, and your eyes find a familiar sight. The horizon, entirely consumed in red. Swirling, hungry clouds filling the sky and coming fast. Silent flashes of lightning in the distance as you stand motionless, watching the streaks of dark crimson rake across the heavens above you, darkening it, reaching for you. Flora immediately flees, and you stand frozen, the storm reaching around and consuming you, buffeting your face, the wind growing louder and louder until you hear her voice. Run, Imogen. Run.
I back up and start sprinting towards my house.
You go, and you run, and you run, and you run, and you rush towards that country home which you now see darkened by the shadow of the looming storm as it continues to follow. You reach the door and tear it open, look over your shoulder to the roiling storm, and you see another figure standing where you were. At a glance, it's a man, older, refined, walking proudly into the tempest before he's gone.
What?
Hold on!
You watch.
Hold on!
You wake up as Imogen is shifting in her sleep. You.
I wake up first.
Yeah, you wake up first and see
All right.
her shifting.
I am not going to wake her up. I'm going to just immediately I'm going to start scribbling anything she says, though. Keep going.
Okay. And the storm returns. You hear the crack of earth and land pull apart in the distance as trees vanish beyond the horizon. The green, now brown and red fields falling away. You pull at the door on the house and it is locked, it is shut. That familiar sense of nowhere to go. Your hair is tossed painfully across your face. Your eyes burn from the impact of dust and rock and shards of glass and sand. You hear your mother's voice once again. Imogen. Run. Run far. You glance back in the storm and you see the shadow of two people holding hands. Young. You can't make out their distinct shapes, but they just stand there, their silhouettes consumed by the storm as they vanish into the chaotic mass.
Are they the twins?
Is what you hear from her voice.
I just write down twins.
And I take off running as
You-
fast as I can.
You abandon the house and run into the fields beyond and run as hard as you can. Horses fleeing in the distance, you see trees falling, you hear and feel the ground shudder and break beneath you, but you run as hard as you can. Her voice still echoing in your ears, fading as the sound gets louder and louder and louder and louder. You wake up.
Imogen.
You find yourself stepping through the familiar fields. The grasses and wheats touching your fingertips. That late afternoon sun warm on your back and your shoulders. The smell of sweet, fresh grass. And something else on the wind that catches your attention. Like a coming rain, but iron-like. And that familiar shiver hits your back and you turn to see once more the terrible, roiling, booming red storm coming. Your wind is tossed around. You hear the winds crashing past your ears, tearing past your face, having to guard your eyes from the dust being thrown into them. You think to yourself, this is coming to eat you like it always does. And you hear once again in your mind that familiar voice, Imogen, run. And right as the phrase finishes, you sense something in your hand. You glance down and see in the palm a small purple gem. And something is comforting about the gem also. It offers a different path. It offers a different means of escape. The voice shouts again, Imogen, run. What do you do?
Fuck. I take a few steps back. What is this?
Flashes of red are sparking throughout the cloud as the bulk of the storm begins to hit the space where you
I turn and start
stand.
running. Mother! Mother!
You've not delayed like this before, and you can feel the wind battering your back. The hair being tossed to and fro across your face, blocking your vision. You trip and stumble and pick back up and keep going. You can feel the heat behind you, pushing. The stone still in your hand. You see, in front of you, the farmhouse. So far, but you keep running, and you keep running. The heat in your lungs is beginning to burn from breathing, the exhaustion kicking in. You run, and you hear the voice, distant, muffled. Imogen.
This is your fault.
Run. You get close before